Within the current age and the rise of parasocial online relationships, the line between online feelings and in-person emotions is becoming harder and harder to draw. In 1998, almost prophetically, serial experiments Lain was produced to show the dangers of this. It carries heavy themes, such as the importance of physical connection, the idea that online needs to exist purely in a digital realm, and, by the end, Lain even sacrificing herself to keep the barrier between the digital and physical intact, which was valid, at least for its time. I'm not going to act like I know about the internet scares and weird sites of the late 90s. I was born in 2004, practically a child myself. But Lain shows horrors that still apply today. Impersonation, rumors, cancellation, escapism. It's a techno-horror landscape. The one that still feels especially poignant is the impersonation. Because the internet is supposed to be so accessible, there are few safety measures in place to actually prove who you are. When the fake Lain spreads rumors about Alice, it feels like a direct line to Google Docs and Discord group chats today. Still, although Lain gets a lot right about the internet, I think it gets one thing wrong: the line between what's real and what isn't. I don't believe there should be a thick boundary between online and real life. The internet may be scary, but it's only scary because it's so real. As I was saying, Lain is correct with showing how terrifying the internet is. If we take a look at an episode like Kids in a Closed Space, it's horrifying how much can be accessed by a child's fingertips that they should never see in a lifetime. The internet is a blank canvas that anyone can paint on, and because of it, some of the most disgusting images lie there. With this happening, it's very easy to create a barrier on what you see on the internet, a persona of sorts to desensitize it. I've done this. I've gotten hundreds of death threats, yet because I'm just a silly dog online, it hits less. It feels less real than what 100 physical death threats would be. This is that barrier that Lain is trying to enforce. The internet is scary, so it's important to view it from a couple feet back. Even if we return to the blank canvas metaphor, the way we paint ourselves is often skewed from how we interact in real life. We are able to make the internet feel less real, not just by desensitization, but also through dissociation. I'll let you in on a little secret. Although you may not actually believe it, I'm not actually a floating dog girl. We often create profiles that are uncanny versions of ourselves, often idealized. You can't blame anyone for this either. If you're giving a whole new realm to show off who you are, you're going to put out the parts that you think are the most marketable. We see this within the show. Stay-at-home moms and miserable CEOs can be anarchist knights, and agoraphobic coders into terrorists. The internet truly is a free area where you can be whatever you want. Because of this, split identities usually form. There's your real-life persona and your internet persona. On paper, this doesn't seem bad at all. It just allows you to be able to express yourself differently with very little to no repercussions to your outside life, and explore avenues you may have never had the chance to. Yet, because this persona of yours is a dissociative and idealized bubble of your personality, a very strange phenomena occurs. Lain, in real life, is a bit of a loser. She sticks to herself, doesn't go to clubs, doesn't do great in school, and her family is a bit of a mess. However, everyone in the Wired loves Lain. She's rambunctious, she parties, she's sultry. It's like she's a completely different person. This is a well-known fate for people who spend a lot of time online. Usually one personality, often the online one, becomes more desirable, and you start to villainize that other part of yourself. This idealized version of who you are portraying to be becomes even idolized by yourself, making who you were originally feel like the fake version. This is what plagues Lain throughout most of the show and her delve online. She feels like someone else, whether it is the real world or the online one, to the point where in my favorite scene, as she is looking at the landlines below, states how the real world feels fake and distant. Textbook derealization.
The real world out there isn't actually real at all.
This is the main danger that Lain is trying to show, getting too attached to the online world, which makes the internet realm feel so real, to the point where people will commit suicide because who they are in the physical world feels like the imposter now. However, what exactly is the difference between the online and the physical realm? The reasons why Lain makes sure that the barrier stays intact are all from outside sources. She believes that she needs to distance herself because people online made her a semi-god in the sky, would put shooters in children's games, and her friends around her would encourage her to act a different way than who she really was. Even the people she met online wanted her for her body, for who she portrayed and not who she really was. Lain didn't do anything wrong besides do what she assumed what the internet is made for, to be someone you're not. And of course, in any instance where you are gesturing about will lead down a devastating road. This isn't exclusively an internet thing though. It happens in real life. In workplaces where you have to be put on a completely different character with different mannerisms, you'll also start to not be able to tell what is real or not. It's just that it's normalized on the internet to take a distance. Be that idol you wish you were. And so the idea that the internet is this different place where you are a completely different person is only created via these made-up rules by the most dominating voices. That's where I want to play devil's advocate with Lain's imagery. The show stigmatizes the idea of seeing the internet as an extension of your body, personality, and will. However, the reason why Lain gets so hurt is because she wasn't her true self on the internet. The show is trying to have both. A thick barrier between reality online, but also against the idea of not being your true self on the internet. It's a fickle argument, but does have some merit. There is a point that we should just be observers on the internet, just seeing it as a communication device, but also feels like so much wasted potential. The internet has so many uses and capabilities and avenues you can explore, once you see it as an extension of yourself. But Briar, if I'm trying to explore who I am on the internet, trying out different qualities, I might be too afraid to do in the real world and instead hide behind a screen. Isn't that just the same thing as dissociation you were just talking about? Do you act the same way around your parents as you do your friends? Or your friends around your lover? Or your lover around strangers? Just because you act all silly online doesn't mean that's a whole different persona. That's just a different light of you. And that's where the internet becomes beautiful. If Lain just acted like the shy loser she was, trying to make friends, slightly awkward, posting on forums, she would have, at least in my opinion, a lovely time with it. Viewing a computer as a limb, an outlet to express yourself, is one of the scariest things and is much easier said than done. Dissociating and using these internet personas, stripping away all these pretty metaphors of blank canvases and dog women, are simply survival skills. The idea of showing myself on the internet, especially as a trans person, is like asking to get shot. And by being my more real self, that negativity that brews on the internet hurts so much worse. So of course I'm going to subconsciously dissociate on the internet. It's a coping mechanism. That's what I think Lain was really trying to say with it all, is that the internet can and will feel real if you let it, and you should. But just like real life, you need to have precautions. There's so much hate in real life as well. But you learn coping mechanisms as a child to ignore it, to learn how to trust, to stick around those who love you. There is no growing period on the internet to learn those skills. Everyone is the same child in a world that is too large, trying to figure out how to properly express and navigate their surroundings. And as much as I've been arguing against Lain in this video, I'm going to agree with it. Although you should be real on the internet, with certain precautions put on there to keep your information safe, digital love and physical love are not the same. Digital relationships and physical relationships are not the same either, but they are equal. In my eyes, Lain isn't a cautionary warning about the dangers of thinking the internet is too real, but instead is a cautionary tale about not understanding that although you may be real in both spaces, the experiences you have are separate but equal. During that same rooftop scene, Alice asks Lain if she's having fun when they hang out, and if not, she doesn't have to force her to come. Lain looks devastated. The saddest we've seen her up to this point, and assures her that she is having fun and loves Alice a lot. When Alice leaves, Lain does her autistic hand pose and slightly stims happily. Again, not even 1 minute before this, she was stating how the real world is fake to her, but is now idly stimming thinking about her friends. The problem is that Lain got too enveloped into the online world and decided because she liked it there more and liked herself there more too, that those feelings and relationships should be more real. But then Alice grounds her, reminds her that all aspects of her are important and need to be taken care of. They are different flavors, different experiences, both wonderful to have and are as real as the other. I think to say that the physical emotions are more powerful than the internet ones would be to ignore all the wonderful people, skills, and experiences you can have. This scene, I think, fully encapsulates my point. Lain is at her happiest when she isn't worrying about how to act in certain situations, just worrying about the people she cares for, whether they be online or in the physical realm. So be like Lain, love like Lain, or at least love like Lain should have, with your full heart, whether it is on the digital or physical realm, as long as it is yourself. OMG, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe and leave any comments. And also follow my Twitch. I might be streaming right now. Thank you.